well, I'm going to open my gay-friendly bake shop. Come on by for all the, nice gay cakes you want. Right? Like, there you go. Right? And people are going to be like, love those gay cakes.
Take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 24 of the ScruffCast. I'm Dan.
And I'm John. Bringing high energy right away. Right from the
Right
get-go this
away.
week.
I think we're both ready to go. John, you're excited about E3?
Yes, I'm in a good mood this week, Dan. I'm fired up. It's E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Super exciting.
Yes, the big week of video game news going all week long.
And I'm excited because we just had some tasty wings earlier.
We did.
Went to the Wheat Chief in Toronto. The best place in the city to get wings. With a good friend. We also went with him as well.
Yeah, if we had, like, the ScruffCast seal of approval, or, like, a little sticker you could, like, slap in the front of your storefront, I'd give it to the Wheat Chief.
Yeah.
The wings are on point.
You know, it's funny, I was just kind of sniffing my hand, which is kind of weird, and I can still smell, like, the soap from their washroom after washing my hands of those wings, which reminds me of the wings.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you could still smell, like, the delicious smoky barbecue sauce.
No, I've washed my hands since.
But the sauce might linger.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, so my belly's full and I'm fired up.
This is the stuff they come to the ScruffCast for.
All right, so before we get into anything here, we have our question to ponder from last week.
Yes, so if you didn't listen to last week's episode, you might be like, question to ponder?
What are you talking about?
You should have listened to last week, but we had a listener write in with a suggestion that we should add questions to ponder each week.
So she gave us one last week, asking if...
No, it was actually our guest that
No.
gave this week's.
No, I know, but she gave us one last week.
It's part of the email.
The emailer gave us one last week, asking if we could choose 3 people that we can only see for the rest of our lives. Who would they be?
Yes.
So we chose our people. If you listened last week, you know who they were. If you didn't listen last week, then just listen last week.
Go back and listen.
So, our guest last week, Kalon, who also we unfortunately have to say got some compliments about.
Yeah, a couple, but let's not let it get to his head here.
No. Because next thing you know, he'll be taking over here. He'll want to be all over this thing.
I'm John. I'm Dan. Oh no, I'm
Kalon. The third star. It's gonna know. Sorry, I'm Kalon, and I'm Jon and Dan.
Yeah.
I'm Kalon, and these are my scruffs. You know.
Yeah, gonna get a little too cheeky with it.
Yeah, we can't let him get.
Anyways, he came up with the question to ponder for this week. So basically, we envision it as a new segment added to the podcast. So at the end of each episode, we'll add the question to ponder for the following week. And it's up to you, the listeners, to write in and give us your thoughts on the question. Give us your answers. And we will answer the following week. So before we left last week, Kalon's question was, if you had to draft Jesus Christ to your sports team.
Any sport.
Yeah, specifically, what sport would you want it
Jesus
to be?
Christ to play in?
Which do you think he would excel at? And I don't know, maybe what position he should play. So that was a question he left us with.
Okay.
And I gotta say, the possibilities are endless with this one.
Yeah. So do you got one in mind? Do you have a couple? I feel like you got a couple in mind.
Yeah, it's like limitless opportunity. It's Jesus. So one of the first ones that came to my mind was Olympic swimming. Because he's just skipping right along the water, just trotting along.
He can just walk. He can run right across the water.
Yeah, he could jog in his sandals and everything, and he's still probably faster.
Yeah, I'm sure he could
That was
run
one of the first ones
faster.
that I had.
You could. I don't know, how fast do Olympic swimmers go? Could you run faster than you can swim? I would assume so.
Well, Jesus can.
I guess.
I'm assuming.
As far as we know, he walked on water. We don't know if he ever ran on water.
Yeah, but they weren't in a hurry to go anywhere back then. There was no like suburbs because there was no herbs at all. Nothing was urban.
No 9 to 5. I gotta get to work. Running across the lake.
Yeah. Oh, where'd I park my donkey? No, none of that. That was a little bit of like the donkey from Shrek. Where'd I park my donkey? Yeah, there's like nowhere to go. So that was one of the first ones that stuck out in my head. What about you? Did you have your Jesus draft.
Yeah, I got one. UFC.
Oh, what a good choice.
Thank you. I know.
Damn.
I thought it was too. I should like think about like the composure he would have in the ring. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Shoot. Just dodging punches, and like the guy's basically magic, so he could probably just dodge everything.
well, dude, the thing I'm thinking,
Send you to the moon.
or like that, or like boxing, you knock him out, and you're like, I got him. He's gonna rise.
He's gonna
every
rise
time.
right back up. Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's gone down. And then it's like, that's the first step of the pay-per-view, and 3 days later, he's back for more.
And after an 8-second count, he arose from being knocked out.
That's a good choice.
Imagine the marketing value around that.
Oh,
And, you know, UFC loves to market.
He's making
everything.
bank.
Yeah.
Another one I thought was like a running back in football. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the scene in The Matrix. I can't remember if I think it was the second movie, where they're like all the, I don't know, agents are like attacking Neo, and he just kind of like shakes a little, and they all go flying into the air.
Picture that same kind of thing.
He'd take the hand off, and he'd just be walking down the field at a casual pace. And like anybody getting near him would just be deflected away like that off a force field. Like nobody's touching him.
It's like parting the sea of defenders.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. I like that, actually.
So he's not really a running back. He'd be like a walking back, stroll back. He'd just be strolling down the field.
Just a stroll back.
He's killing the clock and racking up the points.
Now, what team would you want him to play for?
See, now, do we throw the Cleveland Browns a bone? Because
Gee, I don't even think Jesus could help the
they're
Cleveland
so
Browns.
bad that like they don't even just get first in the draft. They get Jesus. They talk about generational talents. Like it's like this is as generational as it gets, right?
I would love to see him part of the Patriots, you know? Bill Belichick writing out some plays for Jesus. Imagine.
Oh man, I can.
And
only
Tom
imagine.
Brady hands the ball off to Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ strolls it up the field and in for a touchdown.
I could just imagine the play-by-play. Jesus Christ with another touchdown. Excellent. Yeah.
So unfortunately, we got no emails.
Yeah.
What anybody else wanted on there.
But it is a new segment, so we'll give the listeners
Very
a break.
new.
But we'll have a new question to ponder later in the episode.
Yeah, at the end of this episode, we'll have another one. Right. And they can email us at gmail.com. No, not just at gmail.com. Scruffcast at gmail.com.
Or they can tweet at us at ScruffCast. Or if you're listening on YouTube right now and you're not subscribed to us, what are you doing with your life? Hit that subscribe, give it a little thumb up. Tell us, what do you think about Jesus and sports?
If we get enough people watching on YouTube, we will videotape ourselves doing this.
I was going to say, well, cosplay as Jesus. Hey, if we get enough, maybe. All right, on to our unique brand of humor and funny stuff with some news articles for this week.
Yep. Okay, so I'll start off the first one here. If I can get it. So, there was a doctor in the United States watching TV one day. So he turns on HGTV's Beachfront Bargain Hunt. I don't know if you've watched this show, John.
No, I feel like it's like a doctor's choice of show, not mine.
No, it's Beachfront Bargain Hunt. So it's like a show where it's like...
doctors can afford those.
Have you seen like House Hunters?
Yeah.
House Hunters, like...
Well, I know of it anyway.
Yeah, so it's
I
like
get the idea.
These people go and they look for like a beach house kind of thing, right? But they look for something cheap. And I think like they like renovate it and stuff like that, right? Beachfront Bargain Hunt. They look for something cheap.
Fair enough.
Following?
All right.
Okay.
I'm with you so far.
So anyway, let's just say he spotted more than just a fixer-upper with a lot of potential.
Ooh.
I didn't make that up. I read that right off this thing. So as he's watching, he noticed that this woman has a lump on her left thyroid. So this guy, anyway, he calls in, or he's able to... well, what did he... John, I'll just let you take over here. So this is where I fall apart on these things. This is why you start the topics. We just talked about this 20 minutes ago, and you made me start this one.
All right, well, you're the one who found the story. I wanted to, give you the chance.
I've just embarrassed myself on here now.
Anyways, over to me. One of Dr. Eric Voigt's Facebook followers, after he made a Facebook post about this woman's thyroid mass that he spotted while he was watching TV, one of his followers suggested he inform the show's producers. So he sent them an email. Eventually, others saw his post, and they got him directly in touch with this woman, because that's just the power of the internet, right? Somebody's like, oh, I happen to know this doctor and know somebody who knows this woman who was on the show.
Yeah.
So apparently her name's Nicole McGinnis of North Carolina. So he eventually got in contact with her, and the woman was like blown away because she went and got a biopsy on this lump, and it turns out that she had thyroid cancer. Yeah. So the doctor sitting at home watching the show was like, that woman's neck looks a little lumpy. Reached out to her, and she had cancer and didn't even know.
Yeah, so now she's being treated for it.
Yeah, she says she was unaware that she even had a mass at all.
Yeah.
She's living her life, going for the beachfront properties.
Her doctors never noticed.
Like, are those doctors just bums? Or like, how good is this doctor that he's watching TV and he's like, oh, I think that woman's got some thyroid cancer. Like, you know when you're watching a hockey game and then you watch the breakdown during the intermission, you're like, oh, I didn't notice that during the play. Like, that's the level this doctor's on. He's on that next level.
Yeah, he's noticing it as the play's going on.
Yeah.
But like, this guy's off the clock. You know what I mean?
He's just sitting at home.
He's not at the office thinking about thyroid cancer, and watching Beachfront Bargain Hunt. No, he's just chilling at home.
But I wonder if being a doctor, and if we have any doctors out there who listen to the podcast.
Good chance we don't.
It's highly doubtful, but you never know. I wonder if it's one of those things where it just kind of skews your perspective on stuff. And like you're always thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you're walking down the street and you're being like, oh, that woman, her BMI looks a little higher. She better put down that McDouble. Like, I don't know, right?
No, but you're right, though. I remember like I went to college for television broadcasting, and we learned about like this and that and all this stuff. And so like we learned about film, we learned about television, but I was able to like pinpoint things in certain movies that I never saw before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which actually probably made me super annoying to everybody around me because I was like, oh, this, oh, that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kind of like a little
that
snobby and stuff, I guess. But I'm over that now. I don't remember anything I learned back then.
Even crazier, it says in the article, this isn't the first time that an HGTV show has helped someone spot thyroid cancer. In 2013, a registered nurse spotted the lump on the neck of Flip or Flop host Tarek El Moussa.
I know who that guy is.
So this nurse watching at home, pretty much the same thing. She emailed the show's producers. The host went for tests, and then he was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. He's only 31 years old. Then his thyroid was removed, and he went through some sort of radioactive iodine therapy. And his cancer went to remission. It was all good. Mm-hmm. So HGTV saving lives.
He has a very attractive wife as well. This Tarek.
I've never even heard of this guy.
Yeah. It's a TV show. I don't know. It's all right. But
it wasn't referenced in the article, so I imagine you must have watched this Flip or Flop.
I have watched this Flip or Flop. Yes. I do like HGTV. It's a pretty good channel.
All right. Well, it's saving lives out there.
Yeah, and they're also
two people with thyroid cancer both have their lives saved by people watching.
That's
HGTV.
incredible. Like,
it is pretty bizarre.
That's why when I read this, I was like, "Jesus, can you imagine that guy's sitting there? Oh my god, I think that woman's got a lump on her neck, right by her thyroid." You know,
crikey!
Oh boy, she got a thyroid. Of course she does. She's human. But like, yeah.
All right, have we exhausted this one?
I think so.
All right, so
that's cool. If there's any doctors out there listening, maybe they can hear something in our voices.
Yeah, do we sound like we've got thyroid problems?
Or any kind of problems?
Well, write in, ScruffCast@gmail.com.
Please.
Come on. So, on one end of the spectrum, we have people sitting around at home saving lives. On the other end of the spectrum, we have people sitting at home and their lives are just in shambles. They don't know what to do. So, I'll just read you the headline from the next article. Woman calls for KFC just so delivery driver can help get rid of spider. Dan, I gotta admit, spiders, they're kind of spooky. Well, and I mean, who doesn't like chicken? But the byline on the article here, Demi Sweeney has a phobia of spiders and was quite hungry, so she and a friend concocted a cunning plan. A woman terrified of spiders called for a takeaway so the delivery driver could help get rid of one. What the hell? That line doesn't even...
A woman terrified of spiders called for a takeaway so the delivery driver could help get rid of one?
That line doesn't even
make
any
website is this? It's ridiculous.
Sense. Anyways, we only have the highest quality source here at the ScruffCast.
Clearly, we read all these before we talk about them.
Of course. Demi Sweeney, a 22-year-old criminology student at Bournemouth University. Oh, these people must be from the UK.
Oh, not again.
Always. Oh, they're
yeah, the website's mirror.co.uk. They're so extra even with their, why can't they just put .com,
.net,
.ca?
.uk. Like
Dot
we have
UK
.ca
works.
in Canada.
.co.uk.
.ca.
Because we're so extra.
Oh, have you gone to themirror.com? Oh, no, you got to go to themirror.co.uk. Anyways, Demi Sweeney, 22-year-old, whatever, and then it goes, she talked to BuzzFeed about this story, and I'm like, did this woman reach out to BuzzFeed? Did BuzzFeed reach out to her? Like,
I know. Hey, BuzzFeed, I got a story for you. I'm so ridiculous.
Yeah. So she told BuzzFeed she woke up to an empty house at around 10 a.m. The scene is set. She's by herself. No threats in the house. However, she felt trapped in a room as the creature might drop onto her if she passed by. This article is all over the goddamn place. It hasn't even talked about the spider yet. She says it spotted a huge spider outside her room last week. She woke up at 10 a.m., house was empty, and she was trapped in a room terrified, worried that the creature might drop on her if she passed by. And all of her housemates were away, so she messaged friends and family for help, which first off is ridiculous. Help, Mom, I'm trapped in my room, and there's a big spider outside. Okay, honey, let me drive all the way over there and help you. Like, anyways, she messaged her friends and family for help. One suggested ordering food on Deliveroo, which I guess is a local food delivery app.
It's like Uber Eats for the British.
Yeah.
Uber.
And so one suggested ordering food from Deliveroo and asking the driver to sort the situation out. And this woman even tweeted, "Oh my God, she's got a picture of the guy. He's got like a motorcycle helmet on, trying to fend off the spider." So she checked with Deliveroo first to see if drivers are allowed in their homes, right? And turns out they were. So this woman, she's thinking ahead, right? She's cunning. She's like, okay, I don't want to call the guy. They get here, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not allowed inside." She decided to get KFC and accidentally ordered 2 meals. Yeah, right. And added a note on her order. "I have spoken to Deliveroo customer service. Please, can you help to remove a spider for me?" If I'm the delivery driver and I see that message, get lost.
Dude, for real. She seems like the kind of person, I bet you if you look back at her Twitter, that like uses that 100 emoji a lot.
Oh, yeah.
With the hands up.
It's like totally lit
like
every day.
The hands up, 100 hands up.
Yeah.
She seems like she's more. Continue.
So 20 minutes later, her fried chicken arrived, and Demi ran downstairs to her savior. Unfortunately, the driver, who had seen her request, was also scared of spiders. Demi had to beg him to help. He asked, and this is a direct quote from her, he asked how big it was and said he would give it a go, asking where it was.
Take that out of context, eh? That's pretty...
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
He asked how big it was and said he would give it a go, asking where it was. So he convinced her to stand on a chair and, try to deal with the situation with the spider. She added, "There was a moment of panic when the spider dropped onto the floor." This article's a disaster.
I know you're trying to piece through this. Like, it literally says here, Demi got him a loo roll and a chair to stand on as equipment. What does that even mean? Who's writing this?
I don't know. Is loo roll, like, if we have a British listener out there, is loo roll a thing?
To stand on as equipment? Why don't you just stand on?
Yeah, I omitted that part.
As a freaking chair. Like, why do you got...
I omitted that part from reading because it just made no goddamn sense.
I know. You were like trying to... This is so stupid. Okay, go ahead.
So, there was a moment of panic. The spider dropped on the floor and started running away, but it was eventually captured by the heroic driver. And then he flushed the spider down the toilet, which left Demi too afraid to sit on it for much of the day. Like, did they ask her about this? Or was she just like, I was too afraid to sit on the toilet for much of the day, and then I just really had to poo. I had no choice. Like... I don't know what's worse, this woman calling KFC about the spider or the way this goddamn article is written. It's so friggin' bad.
I know.
Holy shit.
It's terrible. But what's frustrating says, I thanked him around 50 times. He kept saying, "This is so funny," while laughing. I wanted to hug him. A real-life hero. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, what did he do? He just killed a spider. You already provided him with the loo roll.
You know what this is? This is like, there's some... I don't want to say just women because it's just people in general, but there's like some people who like love attention. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like this is the kind of stupid stuff to do. Oh, I'm so afraid of spiders. Like, listen, I don't think anybody likes spiders. Well, there is some people, but nobody like. Oh, I love spiders. They're great. Like, it's like, this spider gross, but like just shut up and kill it. Like this. Yeah, this one's ridiculous. Like, oh, I'm gonna call a delivery company to also bring me some fried chicken and to
Accidentally,
kill this spider.
accidentally order 2 meals.
Yeah. You're going to let this delivery driver into your house just so he can kill a spider? What if he locks the door behind him?
Then what are you going to do? Then you're trapped in there with him and the spider.
Yeah, and then some real business goes down, you know?
Hashtag me too.
Spider's going to be the least of your worries. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you know?
she tweeted a picture of this guy like trying to tackle a spider. He has like a motorcycle helmet on. What's he delivering KFC
This
on
guy's
a motorcycle?
loser too, you know what I mean? Like, if I walked in, I need you to kill a spider, I'd be like, get lost, lady.
Yeah,
Give me my food, which is all probably just done on credit card. Probably not even paying any cash for it. That's like how all the Uber Eats and stuff works, right?
Yeah, I tell her to get to the front door, and then I'd be sliding the chicken pieces one by one through the little mail slot.
Oh, you want to hear a funny Uber Eats story?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I wasn't here for this, but it was, my dad was telling me the story. So, I was here. I was just asleep. That's what it was. So, what? It was like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, right? I think it was a Friday night, and a knock on the door. Boom, boom, boom. My dad hears a knock on the door. He's like, what the hell is that, right? So he goes, and we have like a little camera set up outside of our front door, right? So you can see who's there. So my dad goes and checks the camera. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're not expecting anybody's going to come knocking on the door. If they're knocking on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's probably not good. Boom, boom, boom. Knocks on the door. So my dad looks, and there's a guy standing out there. He's got like a little bag. My dad's like, what the hell is this, right? Boom, boom, boom. The guy knocks again. So my dad goes over to the door and doesn't open it, but he's like saying through the door, he's like, what? Like, what do you want? Kind of thing, right? And I forget what the guy said now, whatever. But my dad's like, no, like, get out of here, kind of thing. Get lost, kind of whatever, right? So, like, they kind of put 2 and 2 together afterwards. And the guy, my dad watched him through, like, the camera or the window. And he, like, got back into the car and drove away. But it turns out it was probably an Uber Eats guy who had the wrong address. So someone probably down the street ordered some food late at night. And he's knocking on our door. My dad doesn't know what the hell's going on, right? So he's like, who the hell's this guy with a bag standing in front of my door? Like,
random guy.
Get lost. And this guy's probably thinking, like, dude, didn't you order this food? Why don't you want to take it? You know what I mean? Like,
Why
but I was like, get lost, man. He's like, but why? Don't you want your food? I brought you burrito, boys. It's getting cold. Yeah, that's it. That's all for story time.
All right, that's a ScruffCast Storytime segment. Maybe a new segment. We'll have to get listener feedback. All right. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes.
All right. So,
you're real fired up about this one. You've been talking about this one for like a week now.
well, one of the things we love to cover on the ScruffCast is backlash, customer backlash, or people freaking out on the internet. This is one of our our core staples of the ScruffCast.
Okay.
So, H&M is changing its women's clothes sizes amid customer backlash. The byline. And this is not from no.co.uk article. So don't worry. It's from Coventry Live Telegraph or CoventryTelegraph.net. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess. The high street chain said it was changing its measurements after listening to valuable feedback from customers, was the byline of the article here. Apparently, this is also in the UK.
Okay.
H&M is to bring its women's clothes sizes into line with the UK standard following complaints from customers. An H&M spokeswoman said, following customer feedback, we're taking the steps to change our women's wear measurements to be in line with UK sizing. For example, the previous measurements and fit of a size 12 will now be the measurements of a size 10. So, basically, this is a big deal, but, they're making this whole big deal about all of it. But they're just changing the numbers on the clothes.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
right?
Yes.
Customers will experience a transition period and are encouraged to use our sizing guides online or ask our store staff for advice when shopping. Do you think I'm a size 10? So basically, this whole thing came about because women in the UK were complaining that the sizes on H&M's clothes were incorrect.
Yeah,
right?
so essentially, if they
I'm normally a size 10. How come I can't fit into anything but size 12?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So people were getting feisty, right? And they got actual customer accounts here. In March, shopper Rebecca Parker wrote an open letter after she struggled to fit into a size 14 at H&M, despite being a 12 to 14. Now, first off, if she's a 12 to 14 and she's struggling to fit in size 14, she's just up the upper end of the spectrum. Maybe
she's not that far off.
Yeah, maybe she just had a couple too many French fries for lunch. It happens.
Too much fish and chips.
Go for a little poo. You're fitting those pants, no problem. So she goes on. They have a direct quote from her. This must have made this woman's day too. She's just like, I can't fit in my clothes, and they're like, oh, would you like?
But
to be
wait,
interviewed
it's
for an
not
article?
my fault.
No, exactly,
Go ahead.
exactly. She wrote, the more I thought about it and those jeans, I realized it wasn't my failure that prevented me from pulling on a pair of trousers, but yours. I'm very proud of my body. It has taken a long time, but I am thoroughly content with my large hips, squishy thighs, and little tum. Thank you very much.
Oh, I don't like that. Thank you very much.
It goes on.
You bitch.
When I tried on your jeans, I was annoyed, hot, and frustrated. The pair of jeans clearly were not made for a woman who is a size 14. Why is that? Okay. There's more to the article, but we just got to stop and dissect this right here.
Yep.
The very beginning, she goes, I realized it wasn't my failure that prevented me from pulling on a pair of trousers, but yours. What?
Lady, you go to the gym, you shed 5 or 10 pounds, you're going to have no problem fitting into any of those jeans there.
And hey, I got no problem with people weighing whatever they want to weigh or looking like whatever they want. There's no pictures of these people in the article.
But
we're not attacking this woman
Yeah.
specifically.
Don't
for,
blame
being
stores.
fat. But yeah, if I'm like, damn, I'm not fitting the 14 anymore. Guess what? I'm going to get a 15 or 16 or
I
whatever.
don't know how those sizes work. But
If you know, you're like, I'm size 14, I know it.
yeah.
And it doesn't fit, well, then just buy the other size.
You know what, though?
Will looking at the 15 in the closet kill you?
I will say that, I find this a lot with T-shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shirts, certain stores, you have your T-shirt size, your shirt, and but certain stores, it's they're different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's say you're going to buy a large T-shirt, right? You go to one store, it's whatever, and then you go to a store, it's it doesn't fit. One's too big, one's too small. It's that does bother me. Right? Because it's Jesus Christ, I don't want to go out and try on a T-shirt in every goddamn store I go to. I just want to go, oh, this is my size, perfect, and just buy it and leave, right? But it's every store you go to, it's completely different.
Yeah,
That's annoying, right? So I can understand that, but
it is
also
annoying.
this woman's.
But it is annoying, but I don't know, it's just kind of a fact of the way it is, right? Different manufacturers, they're making things differently, sizing things differently.
Oh, yeah.
Some places, they just, run a little smaller, run a little bigger, especially with shoes, right? A size 10 Nike might not be the same as a size 10 in another brand.
That, yeah.
So for this woman to be like, I was a little too chunky for size 14 and I'm always fitting in it. This is ridiculous that she's writing an open letter to the company.
Yeah.
And she wasn't the only one, right? So other people were writing and complaining enough that they actually agreed to change the size they use, right? To more match the UK general guidelines. But my thing is it's just a number on the tag, lady. The pants are going to be the same damn size. You didn't get any skinnier.
She just feels a lot better if it's a size 12 she's fitting to instead of 15
Man,
or whatever, right?
if there's a market for this, I've got a business idea where we just buy this clothes, we just scratch the one off, and all of a sudden this chunky monkey is a size 4. Right?
Yeah.
There we go. Damn, lady. You looking fit these days. Nice and trim. And then confidence boost. There you go. We're going to have to keep this in mind when we make ScruffCast merch.
Yeah. All the large size shirts will say small on them.
Yeah.
Oh, people will be feeling good in their ScruffCast merch.
And if they're like, no, but I'm a large, you go, nobody's large. You just give them the small size. We're all small size here.
Oh, I guess I've shed some pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should as much as the shirt thing frustrates me, I would never call on I don't know, let's say American Eagle, be like, hey, you guys need to sort this out. This is not my fault. It's not my failure. This is you guys. You know what I mean? Shut up. What?
They have to go change the sizes because you're not
because you'd feel a lot better fitting into another size.
And dude, it's just literally the numbers written on the tag. The things are the same size. That's what blows my mind. It's the entitlement of, it wasn't my fault I couldn't fit these trousers. I'm content with my little tum. It's
my little tum.
Get real.
Lady.
Give me a goddamn break.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the entitlement, though. You're right.
Imagine you're the executives at H&M. You're like, God damn, now we got to reprint all these tags because Rebecca Parker couldn't shove her cheeks into these jeans.
Shove her fat ass into those jeans.
Yeah, give me a break.
Yeah, and that,
it's just the entitlement of oh, you got to change it because of me.
At some point, all this, you got to change this because of me thing.
Yeah.
It's got to come to an end
Oh,
eventually.
I can't stand
You know?
it. Like, we've covered other articles about
This is like a weekly
other
topic of
things,
something.
right? Where
Yeah.
people complain and then something changed. I recently read something, and I couldn't remember, but somebody... Oh, it was Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter. So listen to this. Have you ever heard of the... Well, I'm sure you've heard of the company like Chick-fil-A, like the...
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A, sorry.
The fast food place.
Yeah, the fast food chicken place in the United States. So they're closed on Sundays, and their owner's like really religious and stuff. And, you know, as is right, if he wants to be religious, whatever, it's a private business. He wants to close on Sundays, you do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
But I believe it was like 5 or 6 years ago, like 2012, 2013, he came out and he was pretty much like, I'm against gay marriage, you know, marriage between man and woman, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
right?
okay. I think I remember hearing about this.
So
yeah.
people are kind of like, but like they never lost any business because apparently their chicken is delicious, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think people can't fit in these pants? They're out eating this chicken. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, he also is the CEO of another like payment company called Square.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they like recently had some sort of like new feature they were doing where it was had to do with like boosting companies or something. Like I guess maybe if you spent money at like one fast food chain, like over a period of time, you'd like save money or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure how the boosting feature worked. I'm just doing all this from memory. I don't have the article with me here.
Right.
But he made a tweet and he said, boosting Chick-fil-A. And people were like, oh my God, is that really the kind of tweet you want to make right now during Pride Month? And like giving him a hard
Pride
time.
Month?
Pride Month is this month. It's just like,
really?
It's just like, you know, Pride, whatever. Which is like totally
good
fine,
for them,
right?
yeah.
That's not what we're talking. That's not what we're getting into here. But people were complaining, whether it's Pride Month or not, whatever, about like, is that? How could you? Right? Like, do you really want to be, you know, promoting this company? Because the owner of the company was like, well, what about all the people who work at Chick-fil-A? You know, they're in high school and they're just like, you know, I'm just working. You know,
Maybe some of them are gay.
Yeah. Right.
He's like, hey, come on,
Whatever
man. I need a
makes
job.
you happy.
Got to support my boyfriend.
Yeah, there you go. So, like, you know, you're just working a part-time job, not a big deal. So, I got all rattled there. I lost my train of thought for a second.
All right. Compose yourself. Go ahead.
Composing. Right, so he tweeted about boosting Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, oh my God. And it's like, he eventually issued an apology for eating at Chick-fil-A. It's like, are you kidding me?
The guy who runs Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh,
give me a goddamn break. If I was this guy, I'd be like, hey, guess what, Jeanette? Boom, booted off Twitter forever.
like you have so much power, I know.
Yeah. And I'm
banned
like, my
forever.
God. He's got to apologize for eating there and boosting it or whatever. Like, give me a break. Maybe the chicken is just delicious, and that's why they're still in business.
I think you should be allowed to separate a person's beliefs from a person's, I don't know, like a product they have
work.
or a career they choose. Or
yeah, we talked about this a little bit with the music and stuff, right? When they were taking artists off Spotify.
Yeah, definitely.
Which actually I saw an update that Spotify was updating their policy saying it's not up to us to police the music industry and, you know, who's right and who's wrong or whatever. And they're not taking music down anymore.
Good for them.
I agree. But yeah, I agree with, you know, if you want to eat the chicken, just eat the damn chicken. Why you gotta be so judgy? And like, just because somebody is like, I don't like, you know, gay marriage, but I also have this store that sells chicken sandwiches, and you eat a chicken sandwich, doesn't all of a sudden mean you're a homophobe.
Yeah,
the
no,
guy's
exactly.
just eating some goddamn chicken. It's so tasty.
Just eating some chicken.
Yeah.
You know, if Leonardo DiCaprio, who's my favorite actor, if he comes out and is like, I hate black people. You know, if he comes out and says that, I'd
be like, damn,
Leo, what are you doing?
You're doing them dirty.
But like, I'm still gonna go watch his movies because he's a great actor.
Oh yeah, it makes fantastic movies.
Like there probably wouldn't be many movies he'd be making after that.
No.
But I'd still go check him out. I'd be like, damn, this guy's a bit of a jerk now, but he's still a good actor. I'm still gonna check it out.
You could still enjoy the movies and enjoy
Tom
his work.
Cruise is a complete psycho.
Oh, he's jumping up and down on Oprah's couch.
But I'm still gonna watch his movies. He's entertaining. You know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do, as long as you provide me with something I like or whatever. That's cool.
It's
you can
like
believe whatever you want to believe.
It's like the marketplace, right? It's like, you know, the whole idea of like a free market. Like,
yeah, there's actually a story not that long ago where I think was it in Colorado, I think, where there was a gay couple that went to a bakery
Yes, this
to get
was
a wedding
big
cake
story.
made for them, and the guy refused to do it because of his Christian beliefs or whatever it was, right? And this whole thing, it went to court and stuff like that.
Went to the Supreme Court,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
the highest level.
Yeah, which the guy ended up the baker came out in the right. It was like
It was very close.
yeah, it was like he didn't necessarily come out in the right, but it was like because of something else. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tricky
I didn't understand it, but-
scenario because there's the whole idea of like free speech where it's like, well, if it's your religious belief and you're running your own private business, the government shouldn't force you to do something against your beliefs, right?
Yeah.
But then it's also like, well, you should be able to discriminate people based on something like their sexual orientation, right? Because it's not like, thing you choose or thing that changes. It's just part of who you are. Right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It's like the same thing with like,
But that's the thing, someone
stores
like
back
him-
in the day were like racist and be like, oh, well, if you're not white, we're not serving.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Someone
Which
like
is
him-
like, you can't have stuff like that. Oh, like, no way.
Someone like him would debate that it's a choice. You know what I mean?
Of course, right?
He'd be
'Cause
saying,
he's just-
no, it is a choice. Like,
he's
he would
just
debate
ignorant
something.
to it, right? But-
Exactly, yeah. But, like, at the same time, though, it's like, why don't those people just be like, screw you, buddy. You want to make our cake, you jerk, we'll just go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Well,
Like,
they're going to fight. What if they won in the end? The guy had to bake him a cake. He's going to bake him the shittiest cake.
Yeah.
It's going to be poo, not chocolate on the inside of that cake.
take your poo cake.
Yeah. Like, come on. Just go somewhere else and make a goddamn cake. Why you got to go to court?
Yeah, right. Like, if the market's there, somebody will be like, well, I'm going to open my gay-friendly bake shop. Come on by for all the, nice gay cakes you want.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there you go. Right? And people are going to be like,
Love those gay cakes.
people are going to be like, damn, I'm sticking it to that Christian baker. I'm getting these gay cakes.
There's nothing I love more than a gay cake.
Everybody loves cake. Add a little cake. There you go. Yeah, we went a little off.
What did we
off
even?
the
What
show
are we
notes
talking
there.
about here?
We originally started talking about the H&M and the fat lady.
How did we get
contributed
to
pants.
gay cakes from there?
That's the kind of journey only the ScruffCast can take you on.
I guess so.
All right, on to the
cakes,
next thing here.
maybe.
So this next thing is an article I found, I think, last year, and I read it long ago, and recently it came back into my memory. And it's an older article. It is from actually 2013, and I only discovered it last year. But a commercial for Marineland came on TV, and I was like, oh, Marineland. And then I remembered about this article, which I'll just read you the title straight up. Marineland is a hellhole. And the byline,
Plain and
which
simple.
the byline I don't agree with here. It says, we always knew the Canadian side of Niagara Falls was a trashy crap hole, but the local sea creature-based amusement park Marineland is the most hellish of attractions for miles around.
And yeah, this is an American
Now-
website. And first off, I
Now,
want to
straight
say,
up, the
the
Canadian side
American
of the falls,
side of Niagara Falls is a crapple.
oh,
It's a
it's
trashy
like
crapple.
it's like you think Buffalo's bad. Buffalo stretches right to the falls. It's just shit.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
Canadian side of the falls, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice
So,
casinos.
get that garbage out of here. First off.
The only thing the American side of the falls has that's better is what it looks like when you look on the other side of the falls.
You can look to the Canadian
Yeah,
side. And
and
say,
you'd be
damn,
like,
that looks good over
Damn,
there.
it looks so nice.
They look like they're having a lot of fun.
Yeah. So right away, I'm just like, nah, that's fake news.
Yeah.
We're not spreading that shit around here.
Moving on.
Moving on. So, for our listeners who maybe aren't from the Ontario area, haven't heard of Marineland, it's basically like a SeaWorld type thing.
An
right?
aquatic amusement park.
An aquatic amusement park. There's like roller
Some
coasters and some
rides.
rides and stuff, but it's mainly like, oh, check out the killer whales and belugas and all that sort of stuff. So, Marineland opened in 1961 by Jon Holler, was the founder, the creator of Marineland.
Yeah.
He was a Slovenian immigrant who couldn't find work when he arrived to Canada, so with what little money he had, he could barely speak English, he's like, oh, I'm going to start up an aquatic amusement park. So he built 2 water tanks, he had 3 sea lions, and when he opened the doors, it was 25 cents a person to get in, which is outrageous because now it's probably well over $25 per
Pretty good-
person,
pretty
and
good
it's
deal,
just
yeah.
junk in there. It is a hellhole, like this article says. So since then, it's expanded to include a large collection of animals, animal shows, a theme park with over a dozen rides. The article gives him a little bit of credit here. It says, his is the kind of story that gives one hope and makes one look nostalgically to the past when things were simpler, right? No. According to an expose headed by Toronto Star, Marineland is rife with animal neglect and poor facility conditions that have led to an ever-evolving series of depressing stories, which some of them we're going to read to you.
Which is true, because this has been going on for, like a couple years now anyway, right?
Yeah, so
I think were they not shut down for a little bit?
Yeah, because there was this big documentary on Netflix called Blackfish, which was about
Yeah.
killer whales and how they were treated at sort of SeaWorld thing, like on the West Coast somewhere, I believe. And then like all of these aquatic amusement parks came under scrutiny, right? And people are like petitioning, trying to shut them down. It's a really good documentary if anybody out there hasn't watched it. So it says like, things quickly went downhill. I imagine it's hard to manage one of these places. Like, the park started to suffer from poor water quality, right? They're understaffed. There was like animal neglect. And then there's cases of like water turning green and like seals started going blind and stuff.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Seals started to lose their vision. One of them had an eye pop out of its socket when it barked.
What
This is just crazy. Yeah, because its eye started to erode away. Oh my God, it's terrible. Dolphins were like starting to lose their skin and stuff. This is just hellish shit. Like this place is just like terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like it was so bad the whales started trying to kill themselves by like ramming themselves up against the walls in the tanks.
Yeah.
Like, so things are pretty rough. Oh man, there's even a logbook from a former Marineland supervisor who wrote the water was coming up from a sewer near Friendship Cove that was so corrosive it ate the tires off of a pickup truck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. So, but Marineland doesn't just have aquatic animals forced into severe conditions. There are also land animals that get to feel the pain, and their problems are even more grim because, well, why not?
I actually didn't know that there was like land animals there.
Yeah. Marineland has a cramped collection of 15 bears. They share 4 dens and are underfed. They have to fight for corn pops, which people throw at them, and occasionally they eat their own young.
Oh,
jeez, this is some vicious stuff, man. There was an incident. Oh my God, there was an incident where one bear was killed by 4 other bears, as the crowd observed. Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Then there's the deer. The deer at the park suffer sores from concrete ground. Sometimes break their legs. At which point, instead of euthanizing the animals, the park owner just resorted to shooting them with a shotgun while sitting inside of his truck. Geez, so I had originally read the article and I remember about how terrible the owner was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he once shot a sick deer in the neck, drove home, and then when they called to tell him the deer was still alive, he just told him to finish it off
with a knife.
Which is just crazy. And then they go on to get a little more detail. It's just like, ugh. So then they go into more detail about the owner, who is John Hall or whatever his name is. No one who knows John Hall wants to talk about him. The same article tells of how one time John bought a neighboring trailer park and waited 5 years to evict everyone, allegedly driving through the community daily to harass the residents. Then one woman killed herself on eviction day by putting a bag over her head filling with helium. Holy shit!
What the
Man, this
hell?
guy is messed up.
Yeah.
He demolished a trailer park for a future Marineland expansion. He also had 6 of his dolphins seized from Marineland because he caught them illegally. And he's threatened to run over protesters with his car. Oh, this is the best part. He once beat up an escaped sea lion.
I wouldn't say it's the best part.
Well, okay. Most entertaining part of this tragic article here. He once beat up an escaped sea lion, dragged it into his car's back seat, and then made the sea lion his star attraction. So this guy, the sea lion was getting away. He beat it up and dragged it into the back of his car.
My God.
This is some crazy stuff. So since this whole scandal hit Marineland, there's been tons of protests. And even where the person who was the original singer in the Marineland jingle demanded that their voice was taken out of the song.
Right.
Then ongoing hearings of protests and stuff. And that's pretty much the gist of this article, just talking about how terrible Marineland is. And the one thing I had remembered from when I read it before was about this guy just going ham and starting to beat up a sea lion. Which is crazy. We've talked about people beating up animals before with the guy who practiced karate on the swans.
Yeah.
But this is on another level. And Marineland is just a pure shithole now. I believe that they're trying to get the millennials back in. You told me there was this ad that you heard on the radio. We should pull it up and play it.
Yeah. I wonder if we can find it here.
If you can find it, but so let me ask you.
Yeah.
You've been to Marineland before, as a kid, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And what were your memories of it? Just kind of dumpy.
I don't really I would think I was really young, maybe 3, 4. I don't really remember it at all, but. Haven't been back since. Have had no interest in going back.
I haven't been in well over 10, 15 years at this
point.
And I just remember being kind of crappy.
Yeah,
there wasn't much to it.
Especially with all the stuff coming out now, right? And normally, I watched that Blackfish documentary.
Oh, yeah.
I remember even watching that. I was kind of like, whatever. Like, that's kind of my thought of it, right? At the time. But then you hear stuff like this. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, because everybody wants to make everyone out to be worse than what they are, right? Like it's all this fake outrage, with protesters doing this and that. But like this seems legit.
See, this is like a nice contrast from the previous story where it's like, I'm too fat for my pants. This is an outrage.
Yeah, exactly.
Where this is like,
these people are actually doing something good, right?
This guy's literally chasing down,
beating up sea lions,
beating up escaped sea lions. Get back here, you poof poof poof. Get in the back of my four-door Buick. I tossing him in the back.
Oh my god!
Like, dude, can you imagine?
He's driving
down
the QEW. You just look over. Whoa, Jesus Christ! There's a sea lion in the back of that guy's car.
Sometimes people got the big dog sticking their head out the window. You're
sea lion sticking out the sunroof.
Like, how do you even grab that thing?
I don't know. I don't know how he managed that. I don't
know. It's just crazy.
Almost doesn't seem real, but
yeah. Well, we couldn't find their new jingle, but I'm sure they've got a YouTube video. We'll tweet it from our Twitter account, which is @ScruffCast. If you're not following us on there, you're missing out on some
John,
good
if
gems.
you want to keep talking here, I can try to search it.
Sure, I'll keep talking. So, I'll tell a story about Marineland from when I was a kid. It's not so much a story as a picture I found that was taken of me when I was a kid and I went to Marineland. And I should find this, scan this photograph, and tweet it from our Twitter account because it's one of the best photos I've ever seen. I'm standing there. I'm about, I'd say, 9 years old, and it's like a trifecta of terrible things going on in this photo. I'm standing
here. Hold
there.
on. I'm just gonna leave for a second. I want to make sure I have the right song.
All right, I'll continue.
I'll go to the other room.
I'll continue to tell the story about the photo. So it's like a trifecta of just things going wrong in this photo. So first off, I've got like stains on my shirt from like I was having a slushie or something I spilt on there. And then I also have my sweater tied around my waist, right, just to complete the outfit going on. And then on top of that, I'm standing next to a deer, right, so that I can, be petting the deer for the photograph. But I was too scared to touch the deer, so my hand's hovering like maybe, 4 or 5 inches above the deer, and I just have this terrible smile. And it's like, did you get the photo yet? And that's like probably my only actual Marineland memory, which I didn't even remember at the time, but I just recently came across a photograph and remembered. And that I've probably exhausted all the talking about that photograph I can do while Dan has exited our studio to see if he found the proper Marineland jingle. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Just like anybody who went to Marineland, their outcome of that day was not looking good. Oh, I think we fumbled enough.
Yeah,
we'll find it. We'll tweet it.
I can't find it. It's too bad because it was good. Like it was like bad. It's like it's got this like hip hop style beat kind of thing in the background. It's really funny.
They got to get those millennials in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Millennials, they're killing Marineland.
Those damn millennials protesting, killing Marineland.
All right. I don't even know how why we threw this article in here. I just remember about the guy beating up the sea lion.
But that was actually sad. I'm sad.
As I read through the article again, I was like, damn, eyeballs popping out of sockets? Jeez Louise, this is rough.
You just bum this podcast out.
I feel like we need something a little more cheerful to, end the podcast on. So just by, searching for cheerful news, I'm sure something nice has happened in the news this week, Dan. Didn't you read any cheerful news stories?
Stop trying to save this, John. It's done.
All right, well, you know what? Sometimes it ends on a downer.
Done.
Sometimes it ends on a downer. And you know why? So then the listeners can email us and tell us what they think.
Stop ending these things on a downer. They can email us, scruffcast@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter @ScruffCast. Find us on Instagram at ScruffCast or The ScruffCast?
The ScruffCast.
The ScruffCast.
But, Dan, when they reach out to us, it's because they have to answer the question to ponder of the week. So, listeners, you might remember from last week we started this new segment, Question to Ponder. For last week it was drafting Jesus to your sports team. This week's question, which, we've got good answers, but you got to wait till next week, and we want to hear your
Next
answers.
week we'll reveal our answers, and we want to hear your answers.
Yes. If we don't get anybody who writes in their answers, I don't even think these listeners deserve to hear our answers. And I got a good one cooked up already.
Oh, sassy John.
Yes, indeed. So, question upon it for this week. If you had to be stuck in a TV show for a month, what show would you pick? And what character would you be?
That is a good one.
Oh, my answer's so good, but listeners, you're going to have to tell us with your thoughts.
Hold on. So, what TV show would you be in, and what character would you pick from that TV show?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that is the question to ponder for next week. Email us in at ScruffCast. Let us know what you think. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I don't know, whatever else we have. Go on there as well.
You know how to reach us.
You know how to reach us. Just do it. Anyway, that's it for this episode 24 of the ScruffCast. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
As I'm watching her go, all I'm thinking is, oh damn that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.